My name is Cécile Roberfroid. I'm a French-American artist living in New York, in Rye, and today is March 14th. So I have pretty much made art my whole life. I grew up kind of all over the world. I followed my parents who worked for the United Nations and was uprooted many, many times as a child and used art to ground myself, to find my place in the world. And I have carried that throughout my life, even as an adult. I decided that I wanted to study art as a young adult. I combined that with art therapy and psychology, and then pursued my career in that field. So my nomadic upbringing has a really big impact on my art today. I I used art as my sanctuary, as the thing that I could always rely on, the thing that helped me get through the hard times, something that broke my loneliness if I was just starting to find my way in a new school, in a new country. And as an adult, I found that I continue to use art in the same way. I need to create in order um, to feel good in my life, to feel good about myself. It grounds me. It allows me to express myself in ways that I don't necessarily know how to do verbally. It allows me to connect with my deeper self, and I find that it is something that is very, very much part of who I am, and is a need for me to do. I am an abstract oil painter. I am an intuitive artist, and I think that my biggest influence in the art world was the New York artists in the late 30s, 40s, 50s. I love the approach of not painting representationally, of painting what you feel, of painting your mood, your thoughts, your emotions at the moment. And I certainly paint like that. So my process is very much a process of intuition. I let the painting happen. I have no plan. I have no idea what the end product is going to look like. I choose some colors, usually something that matches my mood at that moment on that day. And then I put it on the canvas and I just play. I just explore. I try different things. I try different colors, different shapes and movements, and then I build on that. I build on that by really having a dialogue with the painting. And this is where the intuition comes in, of being able to trust the process and trust that through making art, I will make a painting in the end. It's a long process. Most of my paintings take weeks, months, because I don't know. I don't know when it's going to end. I don't know when it is finished until I'm able to look at a painting and really feel that I can not add anything else to it. And that takes a while, and it takes practice, but it's a very powerful way to create, because the paint, the colors, the movements, the textures, all of those things are a true reflection of myself. As I'm painting, I am, showing you myself and having that dialogue with the painting itself. So being an artist is at the same time a privilege and a challenge. Um, it is a privilege to be able to use a material to express yourself, to find that way of communicating and that need to communicate. So that's the privileged part, and I think that the challenge is finding your place in the art world. It's not an easy place to be. It is not an easy place to navigate, and it can also be quite lonely being an artist because you tend to create art on your own in your studio, and that can be quite lonely. I think that because the art world is very populated with many very talented artists, it's also very hard to find your place and to find your people in this art world because there's a certain level of competitiveness. And so I would really say to anybody who wants to become an artist or is thinking about being an artist is really trust in the process, trust in yourself, in wanting to make art for yourself before anybody else. You're creating because you have a need to create. And once you find that, you will find your people and you will find your place in the art world and you will be able to build a community that is valuable to you. And I think that that's probably the biggest challenge, but it is absolutely worth it. I think there's always a fear when I share my artwork with the public, with friends and family. A little bit of fear of what are they going to think? What are they going to feel? Because so much of myself and is on that particular piece at that moment. But there's also pride and there's excitement because if I can help somebody have a dialogue with my painting, whatever that dialogue is, um, find their own emotions and emotionally connect to a piece, then I've succeeded. I've succeeded to kind of transcend this verbal communication and really dig deep into myself to allow somebody else to have a similar feeling. So it's a very mixed emotions when I finish a painting and I show a painting. Um, and I really hope that people will connect with my artwork and that the art will allow them to find that space, to have that dialogue, and to be able to then connect emotionally with the artwork.